Hello there, and welcome to yet another video of the CAB Python series. This is video 2 of episode 5. Now, in video 1, we looked at the comparison operators, and now in this extension, we are going to be looking at logical operators. So let's get started right away. So, like we said earlier, we're going to be looking at 3 different logical operators in this video. Let me try to zoom in a bit. Okay. Okay. Hope this is okay. All right. So we are beginning with the logical AND. So what logical operators do before we jump into them, comparison operators, we saw that if you want to compare two values, let's say in our earlier examples, we had something like x equals to 40, and then y equals to 30, and then z equals to 20. And now you want to compare them using comparison operators, the less than, equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to, and all that kind of comparison operators. You will have to handle one operation at a go. For example, if I want to check between x and y, which of these values, okay, let me make this 30. Let me make this 30 for now. If I want to check between x and y, which one is greater than, I will do one operation at a go. For example, if I want to check that, what's wrong here? If I want to check that, what the hell? Okay, if I want to check that, I would simply say x greater than y. Now, by this, I'm asking the compiler, is x greater than y? That's the question I'm asking. Is x greater than y? When I save and run, okay, when I save and run, we're going to get the output, which shall be able to tell us whether it is true or false. Okay, yeah, we're getting an output true. The program is telling us, yeah, you asked whether x is greater than y. Well, that is true. X is indeed greater than y. So if I want to check whether x is also greater than z, I will have to do another operation and say, so I've seen that x is greater than y, but is x greater than z? Okay, I'm asking another question. Now when I run this, yeah, I'm getting a true still, which means x is greater than y and x is greater than z. So this is where the logical operators come into position. We said Python helps you to minimize the lines of code that you write. Now, instead of writing these 2 lines, which I have here, logical AND helps us to perform both of these operations on line 7 and line 8 using 1 line of code. Let's see how we do that. Let me delete this. Okay, now I want to handle both of the operations which I've just handled, but by using only 1 line of code instead of having to use 2 lines. So I will come and ask, is it true that x is greater than y? And is it true that x is greater than z? When I save and run, okay, our program is running, we shall be able to get the output. Yeah, it is giving us a true. It is saying that it is true that x is greater than y, and at the same time, x is greater than z. So what you should note here is that for this operation, for this and of this, whatever is in this bracket, we are calling it the AND operation or the logical AND operation. For this to return an answer true, this first condition here must be true, and this must also be true. If one of them happens to be false, we get the answer here, the final answer being false. So for the logical AND operation to give you a true answer, all the operations being compared must be true. And for your information, you can compare two, three, or more, name it, more than two number of operations at the same time. But for you to get true as the final answer, all the conditions must be true. I can even add another one and say, and is y greater than z? So when you check this, it's also true because 30 is greater than 20. So this one should also be able to help us return a true, as you see. So let me make one of them wrong or false. For example, let me ask, is x less than z? We can clearly see that 40 is greater than 20. So x is not less than z. So this one will return false. This one will return true. The second one will return false, and the third one will return true. So we said logical AND gives you a true answer only if all the conditions being compared are true. But now we have given it a false one. One of the three is false. Let's see the answer it shall return. You see, we are getting a false. So just note that in order to return, for the AND operation to return true, you must be able to get all the these operations being able to return true. If one of them returns false, then the combined operation will return a false as the answer. Now this is applied in conditional statements, loops, and many other and many other operations where we require to take decisions in our programs. And we shall be looking at it more in our progressive uh, videos and activities. So let's now look at the logical OR. Now we've said that logical AND returns true if all the conditions put inside those brackets are true. Now, how does the logical OR operate? Let me first cut this, and I have them here. Okay, now I want to use logical OR right now. How does the logical OR work? Okay, so we've said that this is when you're just using comparison operators, but logical operators help you to compare more than two conditions. So let me try to compare some of this, and I say or x is greater than z. Okay, we are saying it is returning true because this condition is true and also this condition is true. But now let's make one of them false. For example, we say and z greater than x. When we save and run, we are still getting a true. So this is where the difference is between logical OR and logical AND. For the case of logical AND, for it to return true, all the conditions being compared must be true. But for logical OR, so long as one of the operations returns true, then the final answer will be true, even if some of the operations are false. So here you can see this first one is true, but this one is false because z is not greater than x. But we are getting a true because the first one was true. So or, like you use or in your daily English, or either A or B, either A or B. So either situation A or B. So whichever situation you go with, it is okay. But so long as you are going with at least one situation. Okay, so we can even compare more than two still. Let's have O y greater than 20. When I save this and run, yeah, we are still getting a true y is greater than 20. But now let me make all of them false. Let me make all of them false. Let me say, is x less than y? That is not true. And I say, is z greater than x? This one is also false. And then I ask, is y greater than 20? This is true for now. But let me make 50 here so that I make it false. So you can see this first one is false. The second one is false. And the third one is false. When I save and run this, we are getting a false. So the OR logical OR operator only returns false when all the conditions here are false. But if one of them becomes true, then the final answer will be true. For example, let me change this one and it becomes true. I'm asking, is z less than x? Z less than x, this is true. So you see the answer is now changing to true. So I hope the logical OR operator is okay. Let's try to see how the logical the logical NOT operator, how it works. So the logical NOT operator, like you see the word NOT, in programming we call it negating. It gets the return of a certain operation and gives you the opposite of that return. For example, let me try to compare some two values here, and I store them in a variable which I can call m. M equals to x greater than y. So could someone there be guessing what the value of m could be as I print it here? Save and run. The value of m is true. So where does the true come from? I've created a variable called m, and I have assigned it the value, which is the answer got by comparing these two. Because here we're asking, is x greater than y? Yeah, that is true. So that's true is stored in a variable called m. So that's what I'm doing here. So whenever I print m, m will be carrying the value true. So you can also store these the results of these operations in variables, just like this. So we've seen that m is true, that's its value. We can even change it by twisting this. I say, is x equals to y? Now this is false. Yeah, you see this, the answer has changed to false because x is not equal to y. So what the NOT operator does, it gets the answer which you currently have and it gives you its opposite. It negates it. So if I put NOT here, this is how it works. If I put NOT here, you see now we have true. The opposite of false is true. So initially the answer for m from here is true. But if I put a NOT here, I'm twisting it, getting its opposite. I'm negating it. So the opposite of true is false, and the opposite of false is true. So you can even do it like this. Print, and you say, is y greater than z? We all know that this will return what? Will return a true. Yeah, this one returns a true. Let me first comment out this. Let me first comment out this. So, okay, let me first run this now. You're seeing it is returning a true. So let me use logical NOT just before, after this operation. And I say NOT. When I put NOT there, I mean, give me the opposite of the answer, which is returned by this operation. What is the opposite? What do I get when I negate this? That's what I'm trying to ask my Python interpreter. So it is false when you negate it. But initially it was true. And let me have something which is false here. I'm asking, is z greater than x? Z is 20, x is 40. So why, hey, what did I write? Okay, I'm asking, is Z greater than X? Here we can see that Z is 20, X is 40. So this will return false because Z is not greater than X. So when I run this, the answer is false. Now I want to negate this by putting a note here. Save and run. Yeah, you see now we are getting true. So that is simply how the not operator or the logical not operator works in Python. So that is it for the logical operators. What I'll do right now, I'll give you a simple take home for today, which you can work on throughout the weekend as we resume with our series on Monday. So you will create a Python program that performs comparisons and logical operations on three numbers provided by the user. You will also display the results using string formatting for more readable and descriptive output. Let me describe it more on the next slide. Okay, these are the steps. Get three inputs from the user and store the first number in num1, store the second number in num2, store the third number in num3. Step 2, compare num1 and num2 using the greater than operator, and you'll be able to return the answer. Then compare num3 and num1 using the less than or equal to operator. Then check if all the three numbers are equal. Um, check check if all three numbers are equal using the equality operator. Okay. Then check if any of the three numbers is greater than 50 using the logical OR operator. And lastly, include the results of the comparisons in a clear descriptive sentences. Of course, you need to use some bit of string formatting here. And yeah, that is our take home for today. And guys, that's it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We always upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you subscribe so that you are always updated whenever we upload new content here. So my name is Simon, and these are the CAP Python series. See you next time.